Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I'm representative from Group 5. Now, I want to introduce the group member. First, me, Yusuf Abisena, and Quenta Monica Malaysia and Muhammad Ilham. Okay, next is the Indonesian and Sustainable Development by Group 5. Now, I want to explain about the state, government, and people welfare. The state a sovereign-powered organization with a government system that carries out discipline over people in certain areas. The state is also a region that has a system of rules that apply to all individuals in the region and stand independently. And the government is an organization that has the authority to regulate communities in a certain area, which is generally the state. There are several definitions of government system. Likewise, there are many different types of government in the world. People welfare is a collection for the fulfillment of the material, spiritual, and social needs of citizens in order to live properly and be able to develop themselves so that they can carry out their social function. Welfare theory, the theory which states that the state whose government guarantees the implementation of the people welfare. And to realize the welfare of its people, it must be based on five pillars of statehood, namely democracy, law enforcement, protection of human rights, social justice, and anti-discrimination. Okay, next is country and business activities. Yeah, Indonesia is not the easiest country to start a new company or to play an active role in the business sector. The situation is reflected in the Doing Business Index ranking report 2018 published by the World Bank. In the report, Indonesia is currently in position 72. One of the biggest problems with starting a new company in Indonesia is getting all the necessary permits. The licensing process can be consuming and expensive. In order to successfully develop business in Indonesia, it is very important to build good networks with business and government cycle. Origin entrepreneurs must be aware of the interest of this network and make effort to develop it. Okay, next is country and economic independence. Indonesia independence can be achieved by the role of young Indonesia in safeguard Indonesia economic sovereignty. This economic independence can be achieved if the thinking of young Indonesia starts to change from the mindset of working for others, working independently and employing other people. In his book entitled Development as Freedom, Amartya Sen, a Nobel laureate in economics, gives a very compelling explanation that the essence of the development process is ultimately freedom. Development is the empowerment of people to be free from hunger, poverty, and ignorance. The focus of the role of the state should be how the free every citizen of the nation from economic cycles. Sense thesis is that if everyone is economic independent, independent in other aspects, thus economic independence is a prerequisite for complete independence.
Next material is about non-economic factors with a significant impact on economic growth. First is culture, the second is region. For the example is observed countries can be Catholic or Protestant. The third is the role of family. The fourth is class. 5. Tradition. 6. The role of the individual. 7. Social and political independence. The next is the role of government and the existence of economic duality in individual countries. It's non-economic factors with a significant impact on economic growth refers to Afgah and Morteza in 1998. Thank you.
Okay, the next material is about building an entrepreneurial attitude of the people of Indonesia. As we know, entrepreneur is the one of factor in Indonesia to make sure that young generation have their own business. Now, in general, Entrepreneurship is defined as a person who are able to process existing resource into a product that has value. They seeks to benefit from opportunities that have not been to taught by others. This means that humans as individuals must be creative in processing in the resource they have because resources are the initial capital for someone to be an entrepreneur. It means we know that in entrepreneurship they must have more creativity and more efficiency by the young generation to make a new entrepreneur. The next is entrepreneur in Indonesia. Building entrepreneurship in Indonesia keeps spirit of entrepreneurship must build one the following main principle. The first principle is strong will to work, especially in the economic sector and spirit of independence. And the second is able to make the correct decision and take a risk. The third is creative and innovative. The fourth is diligent, true and productive. And the fifth is work with the spirit of together and healthy business ethic. Entrepreneurs development in Indonesia is not easy. Based on research from Entrepreneurship Working Group, it can be seen that only a few entrepreneurs have success in becoming a big entrepreneur. An interesting phenomenon in Indonesians is that the majority of successfully entrepreneur actually from are ethnic of Chinese. So is a local entrepreneur is more little bit than there another at or foreigner entrepreneurship in Indonesia. Because of this, the government, society, and all people must to make entrepreneurship and also must to improve their skill of entrepreneurship. I think enough for our material for my group material for today. Thank you so much for your attention and the last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.